Hello and welcome to the Nerdsplain podcast with Collin
and Ronnie.
And we come at you every Wednesday, bringing you our opinions on the latest gaming and nerd news.
We know everything about everything, but we just want to give you a touch of our knowledge, just a little touch.
And the first topic on the table today, we got to bring it up. Peter Vaughn, the man who played Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones, is dead at 93. I'd like to send my thoughts out to his family.
Yeah, I hope they're doing okay. He was a really good actor. I didn't get to see much of his stuff, but what I saw, he was really good. I don't know much about him personally, but...
And after that little bit of a downer, we're heading into The Last Guardian. So The Last Guardian came out yesterday.
Yep, I managed to pre-order it, and I got it, and came home and played it like 2 hours after release. Beautiful game. Saying it started production 10 years ago. Looks pretty good for a early PS3 era game.
Yeah, I just kind of bummed it off him. I'm actually further in the game than he is.
Yeah, I haven't had much time to play. My job has taken up a decent bit of my time. But yeah, the HDR really adds. Like as soon as you get the game, there's immediate an HDR update, and it's beautiful. The lighting, the effects, the game has a little bit of a slow start. Like if you're into fast-paced games, you're probably not gonna like it. If you're into puzzle games, even if I'd say if you've played Uncharted, give this a try. It's a little bit different, but if you like that game, then you would like this game.
Everybody keeps on comparing it to Pixar, like they say it looks like Pixar and stuff. I'd say if anything, the art style is more resemblant of a Studio Ghibli or anything like that.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, with more detail.
Well, especially the story. The story reminds me a lot of a Studio Ghibli kind of story.
Yeah, I'm not far enough in to really know the story much yet, but where I'm at, I'm a little still shrouded in mystery. Just there's a giant flying dog that can't fly, and I'm helping it out, and it's following me.
I got the only thing I'm going to tell you is that I got eaten, and I played for about another hour after that.
Yeah.
Also, if you get eaten, don't worry, it's not the end of the game.
Interesting enough, you actually try to get rid of the dog almost immediately. It just does not care. It's following you anyways.
But so far, it's a very beautiful game. Controls are a little clunky.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed whenever I got in, the actual viewing, turning
the camera.
The camera turning the camera has a delay. So you'll hit the control to turn the camera, and then about a half a second later, then the camera turns.
The actual controlling the camera doesn't bother me. It just seems like a very PS2 era camera. It'll get caught on objects and shit.
It was a late PS2 era game. I mean,
it gets caught on objects. It's not it's not particularly up to snuff with how modern platformers handle it.
Yeah, I guess when you have to remake a game 3 times over the lifespan of making the game, you forget to go back and do some of the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having fun with it so far. It's a nice game.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend. What score would you give it out of 10?
I'm only 2 hours into the game, dude.
Yeah, but so far.
An 8.
An 8?
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
solid
granted
8.
we just started the game, and, numbers don't matter, scores don't matter. If you want to play a cool strategy game, then go for it.
It's not even strategy. It's like a puzzle platformer.
Yeah, puzzle.
It's a puzzle platformer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what it is. I think I still prefer Shadow of the Colossus. At least so far. I don't know. The game probably picks up.
Yeah, I've heard it's better than their previous.
Yeah, I don't think you've played their previous.
I haven't played their previous, but I've heard it's better.
Okay, so next topic. We're going to move on to Walking Dead Season 7.
Oh, man. Like, if y'all haven't gotten to Season 7 yet, the way they kill Rick is brutal. And for everybody else that is up to date,
Okay, so, spoiler warning. We are going to be talking about everything that's happened thus far in Season 7. We're going to talk about the latest episode and our prediction for the next episode. So, potential spoiler warning for that. I don't know, we're just speculating. If we spoil the next episode for you, it's kind of a chance, you know?
Yeah.
So, last episode. Carl got abducted.
Yeah, Negan took him into his home. After Carl shot 2 of Negan's men. He was probably aiming for more. He just missed a lot. His aim's not too good after he lost his eye.
Yeah.
And then Negan took him to his room, started saying a lot of really rapey shit.
Yeah, no, that I was joking the whole time we were watching the episode about Negan like molesting Carl, because that's where it seemed like it was going every single time they said something.
Yeah, and if somebody was standing outside the room, they literally heard Negan say 2 men, and then he said, "Take it off." So, yeah, he was talking about a bandage, but you can see we're just listening to it, not watching it, where that could lead.
And then he made him sing for him.
Yeah, and then he sang. He's not that good of a singer.
And then near the end of the episode, they went back to what's the name of the city? Alexandria?
Yeah, Alexandria.
Yeah. He tried to fuck that fat lady.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan could get better.
I mean, he probably just tries to get all he can.
Negan has like 8 wives.
Yeah, well,
and from what I saw, they're all kind of attractive.
Yeah, the thing was though, he was gonna be waiting at Alexandria for a time. The estimated time he was getting was maybe another day, so he was just like, "Hey, if I get bored, there's a fuck."
Yeah, but there's better at Alexandria.
There is.
If he really wants to demand it, he could try and find like Maggie or someone.
He still thinks Maggie's dead.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last episode where it showed in Alexandria.
Oh, wait, Maggie's not even in Alexandria, is she?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, they showed Negan a burial plot and told him that Maggie was there, because he already did try to fuck Maggie. He was going to bring her back and make her a wife.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
But still, there's more attractive people in Alexandria, I bet.
I wonder if he's seen the girl from Ned's Classified yet.
Oh, yeah. She wasn't there either, though. She was out making the ammo with Eugene.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she called Eugene a little pussy.
Yeah.
Eugene is kind of a pussy.
Yeah, Eugene's a little bitch.
So, predictions for next episode.
Honestly, I know it's not going to go this way, and this sounds mean. I hope Judith dies.
I'm not hoping for Judith to die. I'm hoping for Rick to die. I think Judith is going to die, though.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do it the way they did in the comics, where I hope Rick is holding Judith and like running or something, and then he gets shot and they both die.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to kill off Rick.
Yeah, they're not going to kill off Rick.
I want them to. I think they need to kill off Rick and focus on Carl, because it would reclaim that kind of like the more hardcore vibe they had back in like the first 2 seasons, where anybody was fair game to kill off.
Yeah.
Because they've kind of gotten the whole plot armor thing now, where people like Rick and Carl and Michonne and Daryl are all pretty much safe. They're not gonna die.
The most likely thing I see happening. Okay, the one guy that hates Rick, so he's got a bow now.
What's his name? Sebastian? Something like that?
I honestly don't know. Just white guy that hates Rick. Let's just go with that. He found a bow. And whenever they're going in, he says he's got all that stuff for him, and he has something else too. And it never reveals something else, and he never shows the bow. So I'm thinking he's gonna try to either shoot Rick or Negan.
Oh yeah, it might be. He might kill Rick.
He might try to kill Rick.
I hope he does. I hope he succeeds and everybody turns on him.
I think he's gonna shoot Rick. This is the first time he shot a bow. I think he's not gonna kill Rick. He's just gonna shoot Rick, and then I think he's gonna get killed by Negan.
To be honest, I don't think Rick's gonna die, but I want that to happen.
But I do think that guy's gonna die next episode.
I hope he does.
Yeah, just it
because they've been they focused on him slightly more in episode 7 than they have in the other ones.
Yeah, they focused on him too much, and normally when you focus on somebody too much, they either fake a death or die. so far that's held up, because all throughout last season they were focusing heavy on Glenn, and near the end they were focusing heavy on Abraham. We saw where that went. All over the ground. They went all over the ground.
They went over there, and over there, and a little bit over there.
Yeah, so it's almost definite he's gonna die.
I'm really rooting for them to kill off Rick.
Yeah. Negan's probably not gonna be stopped until actual season finale. Might not even be stopped this season, but I hope they do, because they need some fast progression in this show.
Yeah, they've been, like, the entire course of season 7 so far has been like 2 days.
Yeah.
And they're just about the mid-season mark.
We haven't even seen what the fuck has happened to Morgan and Carol.
Oh yeah,
one episode.
Yeah, they were in episode 2, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen them since, so I'm not even sure what they're doing.
It's been over a month.
Yeah. Yeah, Carol doesn't even know what's happened so far. She's gonna come back and just go berserk.
Oh man. So is that about it for the new episode predictions?
I also think Negan's gonna start mentoring Carl. Like, I almost don't think he's gonna let Carl stay at Alexandria. I think he's gonna keep Carl with him.
I hope when Rick gets killed, Carl steps up as the leader for Alexandria, and he's got to kind of go against Negan. Mm. And it would make sense because they've been focusing on Carl too. Mm-hmm. So they'd kind of have that mutual respect there between Negan and Carl.
Mm-hmm. And we already know, spoiler alert, from the comics, Carl is kind of the one that takes out Negan in the end, kind of.
Well, they don't really take out Negan.
Yeah, take out as in stop him. He doesn't die. But it is known that Carl and Negan, not really friends, but they stay talking even after Negan gets stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think Negan's gonna start mentoring him or something. I think it's gonna build up to where they have some kind of a weird friendship. I think they're gonna lead to that. But so far, ever since season 3, they've just been dragging it out. I just feel like they could have packed the last 2 seasons into one season.
Probably.
And the 3 seasons before that, they could have packed into one. The prison should have been 2 episodes. I did not need an entire season of them being in a prison, growing a garden and shit.
Yeah. So is that about it for the predictions, or?
Yeah, I think we're about done talking about Walking Dead.
Okay, so new trailers, or new movie trailers anyway. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
My dad's building a new trailer.
Gay. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You've seen the full Guardians of the Galaxy 1, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite Marvel movie so far.
Just because it's so different.
Yeah, all the other ones, just they all kind of blend together.
They could be one movie, just one extremely long movie, and nobody would notice the transition.
They can't see me shaking my head. It was pretty funny. I think they're changing the character of Groot, so it's going to be a lot different from the first movie. Because in the first movie, Groot was kind of aloof, but he was also like he kind of had like this maturity to him. But in the new one, he's just kind of overly stupid or overly stupid. Mischievous.
Yeah, he's playful.
Overly playful. Yeah, I guess would be the right word.
Yeah, because he's a kid. You gotta think about that. He's doing what a little bratty kid would do.
Yeah, where they got the bomb. It's like, okay, don't press this button. This is the button that kills everybody. I am Groot, and he puts his finger on the button.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a lot of that, and I feel like he is gonna end up pressing the button. I hope he does. He's gonna blow a lot of shit up.
Yeah. They also, they didn't show a whole lot in this trailer. They showed the monster thing they're going to be fighting.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, fucking Gamora, like, jumping at his mouth and
Drax
stabbing the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. Is that gonna be the main villain in it?
No, I think that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure they're doing that pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, it seemed like they wouldn't really reveal the main villain yet.
Yeah, no. They revealed Mantis in the trailer, who, if you don't know from the comics, is traditionally green, but I think they kind of changed her to be Asian because they already have so many green characters. They've got Gamora and Drax are both green.
They probably don't want people getting confused.
Yeah, but one of the things that kind of bugged me about the trailer is that whenever Mantis touches his hand and is like, you have sexual attraction for her, and like points to Gamora,
yeah,
and Drax is like, that's your deepest, darkest secret, you must be so embarrassed. That's not really like
she pointed out something obvious.
Like it'd be like touching my hand and be like, you like to smoke weed and fuck bitches. Acute observation there, Sherlock.
Yeah. Or touching my hand and be like, you're awkward. Okay.
Good job.
Didn't even need to touch my hand for that one.
You just listen to him talk.
Yeah, you guys get it. You're on the same page as me.
So, Transformers 5. Transformers The Last Night. What did you think of it?
Not enough explosions. They're disappointing me on that. Like, there seemed to be dialogue, and I think that dialogue needs to be replaced with even more explosions.
No, but seriously, this one's actually got a script.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I actually think this one's gonna be good. I have.
That's what happens every time, though. It's like an abusive relationship.
Yeah. I thought the last one was gonna be good because it had Mark Wahlberg in it.
I thought the last one was gonna be bad because it had Mark Wahlberg in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Normally when
I don't like Mark Wahlberg.
Normally when bad things happen to Mark Wahlberg, it's a good movie. And this is bad things happening to Mark Wahlberg featuring robots.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Mark Wahlberg's daughter in the last movie was pretty hot, though.
Yeah, she was hot. That was 9 out of 10 movie. 9 out of 10 movie. She was the 9. The movie was the 1.
The thing with the last movie was somehow Michael Bay found a way to make explosions for 2 hours boring.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where they're going with this one because it seems to be in the Middle East.
Well, it seems like this one seems like they're focusing a lot more on like the traditional cartoon characters and shit. Like it looks like they're having Unicron in it. I hope it's Unicron. I'm not 100% sure if it's Unicron, but I hope it's Unicron.
You mean who is Unicron?
You don't fucking know anything about Transformers. Unicron's like the giant-ass planet from the original movie.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, the giant-ass planet Transformer. He's the one that turns Megatron into Galvatron.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what he's doing here. I think that's what he does in Transformers. I think he finds Optimus Prime floating through space, like we saw in the trailer where Anthony Hopkins like, Optimus Prime has left us. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is he's going to find Optimus Prime out in space and bring him back Galvatron style and be like, go kill all the Transformers or some shit, or go kill all the Autobots or something like that. And that's why he was fighting Bumblebee.
Yeah, that would make sense. What did he say? I'm sorry whenever he did it or something. He did something to indicate that this is happening against his will. Like he's not wanting to do this.
No, I don't think it was actually against his will because he didn't sound remorseful when he did it. It was more like, I'm finishing this right here.
Yeah.
Like whenever it didn't sound like he didn't want to do it. It just sounded like he was like, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully this one won't be a disappointment. I mean, it doesn't have Shia LaBeouf in it. That's already a downer. But,
Shia LaBeouf is my favorite person. I fucking love Shia LaBeouf.
Best actor ever. Not the best actor, but just of the acting community, he's the best.
Also, they're bringing back the Dinobots.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't use their names in the last movie. Like, they didn't call them by their name. Like, it wasn't like, oh, hey, look, it's Grimlock.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do that in this movie. I want to be like, oh, me Grimlock. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
I want them to actually have callbacks to the cartoon. Because it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is a live-action cartoon. You just have to at least acknowledge it. You know, acknowledge that it exists.
Yeah.
It's fucking Transformers. It's not going to be like uber realistic. It's not going to be like fucking, oh, just this is what would actually happen if giant robots came to Earth.
They'd immediately get sent to a testing lab and not allowed to move for the rest of their lives.
Existence.
Yeah, existence. I didn't actually want to say lives because they don't really live lives.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have the fucking spark. They're not in.
Kinda.
They're alive. They're just robots. They're live robots. They're sentient.
Yeah.
They're actually alive.
Yeah.
You can kill them.
I can unplug my computer too.
Yeah, but you can't kill your computer. It's not sentient.
Not yet.
Not yet. So, next trailer. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Didn't have Jim Carrey. Huge disappointment.
I think Jim Carrey was more the disappointment.
I love Jim Carrey and everything he does.
Me too, but just It seemed more like the Jim Carrey show rather than an actual adaptation of A Series of Unfortunate Events the first time around.
It's because he steals the spotlight in every movie he's in.
Well, so does Neil Patrick Harris. Like, that's what Neil Patrick Harris is famous for. He was in Harold and Kumar, and he was the standout character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same with How I Met Your Mother. He stood out pretty hard in that. Yeah, I was a little worried at first whenever I found out he was going to be playing Count Olaf, but
Oh no, I was so happy with that.
I didn't know how it would go at first, but now that I've actually seen the trailer, it's gonna go good.
Because I know he can pull it off, especially that kind of role. Like, that kind of role seems really kind of tailored to him.
Yeah, especially since he has to go through and they're actually playing, like, they didn't really do this in the movie, but in the show they're playing all the different characters he plays throughout the books.
Yeah, well, that's because they had to kind of condense the books down into one movie.
Yeah.
Plus, all the books weren't even out yet when the movie was made.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think they were trying to springboard it into a franchise and just kind of fell on its face.
Mm-hmm. They tried to... If they had focused on one book instead of trying to condense it so much, then it would have done better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that they're just... I'm not sure how they're going to do it yet. Are they going to do it like episode by episode through the books? Or they're going to like a season with the book? Or
I don't know, man.
I don't know. The trailer showed 3 books, I think. I know the trailer at least showed the first 3 books. Because it showed them in the ocean. That's whenever the lady eats the bananas or whatever and the leeches start attacking.
Yep.
And they showed the sawmill. I think the sawmill is the second book and the boat is the third book. I'm not positive on that. That might be reversed. And neither of that happens in the first book, so...
We know they're at least going to cover past the first book.
Yeah. Just not sure over what time span they're going to do that. I'm not sure if they showed the trailer of the first 3 seasons or not.
So, in the past week, both the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience have happened.
I love PlayStation. I was so excited.
You're a big PlayStation fanboy. If they came out with a PlayStation dildo, you'd use it.
Yeah. Only... They did come out with the PlayStation dildo. I
yeah.
own the PlayStation Move.
Yeah. So,
doubles as a flashlight.
First thing we're going to talk about, Death Stranding. I'm fucking confused, and it makes me so happy.
Yep, I can also concur that I know nothing about it. It has Daryl in it, so I know for definite a bunch of Walking Dead fangirls are going to buy the game and jack off to him because he's naked in the trailer, and that's going to be about as far as they make it. It seems like it's going to take place in, like, I don't know if it's parallel universes. People are decoding the 2 trailers they've shown so far. They showed a new one at the PlayStation Experience.
No, they showed a new one at the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they
they
showed
also
a
showed it
slightly revised version.
at the PlayStation Experience. Yeah, but if you match it up with the old trailer they had shown before, then there's a point where the invisible baby in Daryl's hand.
The invisible baby?
Was it invisible? I can't remember.
It was a baby. It was a baby, and then it
it
disappears, and then it's in the fucking thing in Guillermo del Toro's.
Yeah, it transfers at the exact same time, so it's theorized that it's maybe like alternate universes, and you get to play both, or not sure how it's gonna work.
Is Guillermo del Toro the alternate universe version of Daryl?
I guess so.
Norman Reedus turns into a fat Mexican.
I trust Hideo Kojima. I trust he's making.
You don't play any Hideo Kojima games. You've never played a single Hideo Kojima game.
But I know they're all good.
You've never played them.
I've never played them, but I know they're good.
I've played almost all of them. I've played Snatcher, I played Police Knots, and I played all the Metal Gear games. Even fucking Portable Ops. You don't even understand that joke. You don't even know what the fuck Portable Ops is.
Mm-mm. Main reason I'm excited for Death Stranding, though, is it is what spawned after Silent Hills got canceled, and I played PT, and anybody that played PT loved it. It was amazing, and it's connected to this, so that just gives me hope that this is going to be amazing. I was amazed walking through a single hallway, and now I get to play in the whole world of that hallway. So,
yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
I hope the gameplay is more reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 3 than it is Metal Gear Solid 5 or anything. I think it won't be. I think it's probably going to be like more like PT. But PT's fine. But I think if they end up going with like a third person route, I'd rather have it be similar to like Metal Gear Solid 3, where it's kind of like an open overworld, but it's more like closed off areas.
I'm not even sure how they're going to do it yet. It seems weird. It seems
they
like
haven't showed any gameplay.
I know. From the trailers, it seems like it's going to be slightly open world. Even at the end of PT, at the end, whenever you beat it, it went out into the open world, and that's where you saw Daryl.
Yeah.
So well, actually, it seems like most of it's going to be outside.
They unveiled Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Hannibal, from Doctor Strange. I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, but
he confirmed he is an antagonist. It's not confirmed that he's the antagonist, though. He's just like one of the small ones. The main antagonist has not been yet revealed, so I find that interesting.
I mean, that'll be pretty cool. We'll have Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro. I think is going to be a character in the game.
Yeah. Basically all they did with him is they modeled him, but the actual person that's going to be playing his movements and stuff won't even be him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just used him for his face and his model and stuff. And I'm not sure how much of a hand he actually is going to have in the game. I think Hideo Kojima was just mainly doing that to respect him almost. But it doesn't seem like he's going to have much of an actual hand in the game. He's from what it seemed, he's got other stuff to work on, and Hideo Kojima doesn't want to pull him away from that stuff for too much time.
I think Guillermo del Toro is actually going to be pretty involved with it, because Guillermo del Toro's tried to get into game stuff before, and it's all gone down the shitter, like Silent Hills and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think he was working on something else called like Insanity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Guillermo del Toro is really fucking talented, and I want him to work well with Hideo Kojima on this.
Yeah, he definitely has a hand in it. I'm just not sure how much.
Well, it has a very Guillermo del Toro kind of vibe to it, because Guillermo del Toro also did, he did Crimson Peak, he did Pan's Labyrinth, and Hellboy, and all those kind of seem to be influencing this a little bit.
I still haven't seen Crimson Peak. I want to.
It wasn't what you think it is.
Yeah, that's what I heard about it, and that deterred me.
It's not like a straight horror movie.
Yeah, I heard that, and that's what deterred me from seeing it so far.
Oh, well, I mean, like, Guillermo del Toro movies are always good. I don't know if he's ever really put out a bad movie, but he did Pacific Rim, and right now he's working on Pacific Rim 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That must be the project Hideo Kojima was talking about. He doesn't want to pull him away from.
Yeah. So, next up, Last of Us Part 2.
I'm so happy.
they showed this at the end of the PlayStation Experience, like the big PlayStation panel they had, and I kind of recognized it was Last of Us Part 2 before Ronnie over here did, but it's only because I was able to recognize the Firefly symbol and he couldn't.
Oh no! By that point, by the time I saw that symbol, I was pretty sure. It was whenever I was unsure is whenever they first came in, and I saw the art, and I was like, that looks. I think it might be, because he immediately said he thinks it's Last of Us, and I was like, it might be, but the art looked a little bit off. And then it panned out a little bit more, and I saw like the wrecked car and stuff, and then I was starting to think, maybe. And then I saw the symbol, and then I pretty much knew.
Yeah. Last of Us 1 wasn't my favorite game. It wasn't even my game of the year for 2013. But I thought it was still an okay game. I give it like a good 7.5 out of 10.
It was definitely overhyped, but I thought it was a fantastic story. I loved it, and it did a real good job of like making you bond with the characters.
Yeah, but everything else in the game was just about subpar.
Yeah,
like, I'm not trying to be contrarian here. I'm not trying to be like, oh, this massively beloved game, I hate it. I fucking hate Super Mario Brothers. It's awful, piece of trash. But Last of Us Part 1 had a bunch of problems. It was kind of atmospherically inconsistent, because it would have like these really happy, uplifting moments, and then it would just kind of bring you back down and be like, oh, nope, here's realism.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's okay, though.
Yeah, that wasn't the biggest problem with the game. I think the biggest problem with the game was the lack of variety in gameplay.
Yeah, it was basically just repeat this step.
Yeah.
Over and over. It
was pretty much just carrying around ladders and planks.
Yeah, but you didn't really notice it because you weren't focusing on the gameplay itself. You were focusing on the story, which helped it a lot.
And a lot of people defend it. They say, oh no, it's a 10 out of 10 just for the story. But I think that a game should be good in both aspects.
Yeah.
Like the first Portal had a really good story that was kind of hidden behind what was going on. It still had a decent main story, but everything else was kind of shrouded in mystery, and it was there for you to find for yourself along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's only like a 3 or 4 hour game, if you're playing it for the first time, you could still like go off the main course, go behind these areas, and be like, oh, you find the cake is a lie, famously.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is still solid. It's still a solid puzzle game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I loved The Last of Us first time around, but the replay value is just not there. You can replay it. It's just you're not going to get that effect you got the first time around.
But Last of Us Part 2, in the trailer, it looks like they've aged Ellie a few years. It looks like she's probably around in her 20s now.
Yeah, I'd say she's at least aged 5 years.
Well, she was 14 in the first game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's
at least 19.
Yeah, and Ronnie didn't notice this at first, but you can see in the trailer they got the dead bodies on the floor.
I saw the bodies on the floor, but I wasn't sure if they were. I thought they were the what's the
infected?
stage? Yeah, the infected.
But I don't know what exactly they were referring to in the trailer, because she said, I'm gonna find and kill every single one of them or some shit like that.
She in the DLC, I haven't played it. In the DLC, she did have a friend. What I'm hoping is a group of people killed her friend, and I hope she's exacting revenge, and this is a revenge story, because it seems like that's where it's leading.
Didn't her friend die in the DLC?
She might have. Like I said, I haven't played it. But either way, I think somebody important got killed.
Yeah. Well, you can see Ellie. She's got like the fucking blood running down her forehead, and then she's just sitting there playing the guitar with all the dead bodies around her. And Joel walks in. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I think what had happened is they had just gotten out of a fight.
I think she just got out of a fight, and Joel just showed back up and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, that's possible. He was probably out scavenging, scouting, and stuff.
So I'm cautiously optimistic for this. I hope they don't take the whole Uncharted 4 route where you spend the first 5 hours of the game just doing mundane shit.
I hope it goes really dark. I hope Joel went out and people came in and tried to rape her, and then she fought back and killed them all. I hope something like that happens. Because then it can take a really dark tone. Because you got to think that this is survival of the fittest kind of world, and everybody is reverted back to, hunter, scavenger. And,
Well, everybody's not like a main city quarantine zone kind of area.
Yeah, it's just, fight for yourself and all. And an aspect like that, stuff like rape could come up. It's like, okay, we're a village full of guys, and there's a around 19-year-old girl here.
Yeah, I want them to take it dark, but I also want it to be kind of realistically dark. Like I don't want it to be I don't want it to be needlessly grim.
That's what I'm saying. Like with rape, it's really easy to take a really dark tone to it, and it makes sense.
Yeah. So next thing, Crash.
Oh man, why didn't they just? It's beautiful and I love it, but they should have shown him air thrusting with his just fucking humping at the air. Cause the best part about Crash is seeing fucking childhood hero doing that shit.
I think the lighting looks kind of off.
Yeah, it's a little off, but a lot of people don't like the art style of it so far. It seems from the comments I've seen and stuff.
I think the model looks fine. It's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was really worried at first of how they were going to take the model. I thought he was going to go Skylanders, and that was scaring me.
He kind of looks Skylanders
a little bit, but they did good. His face is a little weird, but it fits. I like it.
I think the lighting looks kind of off for me. Like it looks like they used too much of like a realistic kind of lighting in a cartoony game.
Yeah, I think they were trying to hone in on the fact that PlayStation now supports HDR.
Well, it's much better to do HDR when you have a more cartoony kind of game, like with Last Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll still look really good. But what I'm worried about is that they're going to do this remaster and then it's not going to look good in a few years. Because it's not really taking the whole kind of cel-shaded cartoony approach. And what made it so easy for Nintendo to bring back Wind Waker on the Wii U was that all they had to do was pretty much just give it a resolution upscale and it was good to go.
Yeah, this game will probably look good for about 2 years. And then it'll look mediocre.
Well, it doesn't seem like it fits now, is the thing. It doesn't seem like Crash fits into the world around him.
Yeah, I can see that. But either way, it's a game I used to love. I'm going to really enjoy playing through all 3 of them. I'm going to try to actually beat all 3 of them. I will be pre-ordering that as... the most I ever pre-order a game is like a few days in advance. But this is the game, as soon as they announce like the release date and allow me to pre-order it, I'm pre-ordering it. And I will be looking forward to that release.
I think it's coming out in the first half of next year.
I hope so. I hope it's as soon as possible.
Yeah. So, next game, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I didn't actually see the gameplay of it. I saw the trailer, and that was it. Did you see the gameplay?
I have not seen gameplay yet. I also saw the trailer, but... I mean... looks cool. I haven't played any of the previous games, but
I've played all the previous games. I'm a really big fighting game fan. I do a lot of fighting game stuff. I used to play tournaments back when I lived up in a bigger city, but now I live down in the fucking backwoods, Georgia, fucking out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like it'll be fun.
I haven't seen any gameplay, man. And what I was hoping, and Ronnie said he looked this up and found it out. What I was hoping is that it wasn't going to be some free-to-play shit, because it says Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, not Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
Yeah, but I did see somewhere that it is 4. They just didn't want to call it 4.
Why?
I don't... make it different. I don't know. Also, if you've wanted to buy Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on console, in 2013 it disappeared from, the stores to download it. It's back now. So, if y'all want to buy that, it's out now. So, I thought that was pretty cool.
I wish they released it on PC.
Yeah, but...
PC needs a good fighting game other than, like, Skullgirls and Ultra Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, we got Mortal Kombat, but that's not really as competitive.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to Tekken. I used to love Tekken.
So, next game, Knack 2. the sequel nobody asked for.
It's just, if they make me not die in 2 hits, I'll be happy.
Well, see, the thing is, what they did with Knack 1 was they took kind of a more modern game design and mixed it with more old school elements, and it didn't really work out too well.
Yeah. I do think co-op was a good idea.
Although it looks like they made the game harder, though.
Yeah. So, like, congratulations, you can have two people. You now have to take 4 hits to die. Here's 50 more enemies.
What I can say is that I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I hope it turns out good. I don't ever hope for any game to be bad. Oh. But I'm cautiously optimistic about Knack 2.
Yeah, I bought the first one, did not get far in it. It's not that great of a game. I'll be getting the second one, but cautiously. I'm just worried while I buy it.
I got a good bit into Knack 1, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. It wasn't a fun experience getting about halfway through the game.
Yeah, it's just kind of grinding the fuck through the game and just worried as you walk around every corner that there's going to be an enemy there and you're going to have to restart.
Next one, Bulletstorm Remastered. You did not play Bulletstorm.
I did not play Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm is amazing. It's one of my favorite games of the last gen. Bulletstorm, for anyone who hasn't played it, I know it didn't really sell extremely well. It was a first-person shooter made by the studio People Can Fly, also known for Painkiller. They also did Gears of War Judgment, I think. They worked on Gears of War Judgment. But Bulletstorm Remastered, or the first Bulletstorm, anyway, was a single-player linear first-person shooter. I think they had like a horde mode or something in it, but I played only the single player.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing the trailer to this one. I thought it looked cool. I don't know if I particularly...
You haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I would get it.
It's a lot more fun to play than it is to watch.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool though.
Now, but basically what happens is you get this big variety of guns, kind of like you would in just about any other kind of sci-fi shooter. You get a big variety of guns. But what makes this different is that it works on like a skill system. So you get this thing called the leash, where it's basically this kind of energy rope that shoots out of your wrist. And you can use it to like pull in enemies or like swing them up in the air and slam them back down. Mm-hmm. And you can use that in combination with your guns and your different shots and your kick and the environment to try and get different kinds of kills and rack up different points to then spend on upgrades and shit. It's also a very vulgar game, one of the more vulgar games I've ever played. Like, they'll be like, "I'll kick you in the cunt, you fucking bitch."
Next I want to... This isn't on our list of topics, but... Next Machina.
Oh,
that looked...
the game from Housemarque?
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
From the people that made, was Resogun?
Yeah, Resogun. Resogun was the first game I played on PS4, and I stayed up all night playing it the first time I played it.
I thought it was pretty fun. I didn't think it was amazing.
I loved it. It's, not best game ever, but I loved it. It was fun to just sit down and just play and just retry and see how good you can get.
What I thought was so interesting about it was that it seemed like a normal top-down shooter, kind of like something like Z Nation, Smash TV, kind of that shit.
But it's just bullet hell.
But it's a bullet hell game, and it seems like a really interesting concept to me because I don't think I've ever really played anything like that. It seems good though. Not really a whole lot of information on it.
Yeah, and it has all the bright colors and stuff of Resogun. I love that about the game. All of the flashing and like lasers shooting and stuff. It was awesome.
Okay, so next one.
Oh, wait, and you know what Nex Machina stands for? What it means?
What?
Death Machine. So yeah, even a cool title.
You sure that's what Nex means?
That's what I looked up and it said. Apparently the name of it is Death Machine.
Well, because I know Machina is machine, but... So, next one. Telltale... I was about to say Game of the Year. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all we know. That's all we know is that Telltale is making Guardians of the Galaxy game, and it's also going to have a cassette player in it.
I wonder where they're going to pick up on the story.
I wonder if it's really going to tie in with the movies or not.
I'd like to see it be between. After the first movie, before the second movie.
That might happen if they start it before the next movie comes out. I'd like it if it didn't really tie in with either, if it was just kind of like its own side story.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That seems to be what Telltale does best.
Yeah.
Is if they get their own little playground to have. So, like, with The Walking Dead, they took the story of the comics, and they kind of diverged. It doesn't follow Rick, it doesn't follow the whole main crew
it
there.
has that other little kid in it.
Clementine.
Yeah, Clementine.
But then in Borderlands, when they did that, they, it took place after Handsome Jack died, and they kind of had their own characters come in and do that stuff. And Minecraft story mode, obviously Minecraft doesn't have a story mode, but they just kind of made up their own shit for that.
Yeah, I mean, with this one, they won't be able to, diverge to different characters, but...
Yeah, because, you have to stay with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, they will be locked to that, but...
But other than that, I think they should kind of take it, make it its own,
I mean, even if they do want to use a story that's already out there, there's so many comics to pick from.
Yeah, I hope Yondu's in it, honestly. Because I know Yondu's going to be in the new movie, and he wasn't really in the Guardians in the first movie. He was just kind of a side character. But Yondu, for anyone who doesn't know, was a member of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. And he had, a bow and arrow that he could kind of maneuver around by whistling. It wasn't really the same thing in the movies where you could just, like, whistle and the whole thing will just, like, you'll just have an arrow that comes up and flies around. It's not like that in the comics. He just kind of has, like, minimal control over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do him real heavy or not, but they should.
Yeah, and I like what's his name, Michael Rooker. He's a pretty cool dude. So next one, Prey. You haven't played Prey either.
Yeah, I don't know much about Prey at all.
You even a gamer? It seems like you don't even play video games.
I do. I don't go out and buy a lot of games.
And Prey is like $3, dude.
Yeah.
Prey, for Ronnie, who doesn't know probably, was a cool sci-fi first-person shooter from last gen. I think it was developed by Human Head Studios, published by 3D Realms or some shit like that. But Bethesda now has the rights to it. They were making Prey 2, and Prey 2 looked like it was going to be the shit. It looked like it was going to be fucking awesome, and they canceled it. And I was really disappointed. And when they unveiled Prey, at E3?
Yeah, E3. They didn't really show much of it.
Yeah, well, it was a completely, pre-rendered trailer. I was kind of worried, and then it came up that Arcane was developing it, and I got a little glimmer of hope there, because Arcane does really well with that kind of game. But I'm still kind of cautiously optimistic about it, because Arcane just came out with Dishonored 2, so it seems like they may have a B team working on Prey, and I'm kind of worried if that's the case.
It might be. The game is still very early on. They might have finished Dishonored immediately.
It's coming out at the beginning of next year.
Their main team probably does have a hand in it, though.
Well, almost definitely now that Dishonored 2 is out.
Yeah, but that's good. That means their B team got it started, and now their main team can finish it.
I'm just praying that it's good. Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? So, last one, Mass Effect Andromeda. You haven't played Mass Effect either.
Yeah, I know some about the Mass Effect, though.
So, I've played all the Mass Effect games. I even played the shitty mobile games.
I've almost bought them so many times. I've gotten so close to buying them.
I own them. Just play them.
Yeah.
They're amazing games. I love Mass Effect. Mass Effect is probably my favorite series overall of the last generation. And Mass Effect Andromeda is kind of diverging from the Shepard story. Shepard's story seems to be over, but they're going to start up a new story with this character called Ryder. And they showed off gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda at, was it the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Game Awards. And it looks like just a next-gen version of Mass Effect. Like, it doesn't look like they've changed a whole lot. But I'm fine with that, because Mass Effect 2 pretty much perfected the gameplay there. And Mass Effect 3 just kind of built upon that a little bit. Like, it was such a big jump from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2, and then Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 3 was just like a little baby step. And it looks like they're taking just, a full-size step here. Just not a big leap or bound, but not really... It's not like they're having no innovation here at all. It looks like familiar Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You've got to play the last 3.
Yeah, I need to play them. If I play the last 3, then I'll almost definitely be getting the new one because it looks fun. From what I've seen so far, it looks fun. That's all I can really say about it, though.
Just on PC, I've put about 60 hours into Mass Effect 2, and I've only played it, I think, twice on PC. But I've played it at least a good 6 or 7 times on Xbox, and so that probably averages out to over 100 hours, almost definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Probably averaging around 200 or something like that. I've played Mass Effect 3 about 4 times.
I don't really replay games as much like that.
Well,
I normally just like, okay, I've got the story out of this one.
Well, it's not that there's not one story in Mass Effect. That's the thing. Is that you can get different endings in Mass Effect, but not just that, is that there are a whole bunch of side quests. And you can go off and do the side quests. And so I've 100%ed all the games. It's one of the few series I've done that with where I've gotten 100%ed all of them. But you go in, you get the you go through the side quests, you get your loyalty built up with your crew members, and it's kind of a different experience each time.
Okay.
And you can also go on missions with different people in your crew.
Oh man, what's the new game? I think they announced it at E3. Where it was just a shit ton of different endings. They show like this robot shooting this other robot.
Detroit Become Human.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
They didn't show off anything for that at PlayStation Experience. I thought they were going to, honestly. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to show off Crash, and I thought they were going to show off Detroit.
Oh, I knew Crash was coming.
I thought Crash wasn't going to be there.
No, I knew Crash was coming. People have been too excited for that. And
I also didn't think Knack 2 was going to be there.
Yeah, I did not think Knack 2 was going to be there. Crash I knew was going to be there, though, because that is like the heart of PlayStation.
That's the heart of original PlayStation,
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, every true PlayStation fanboy has pretty much played that or Spyro. Spyro a little bit less heart of PlayStation, but Crash heart of PlayStation.
Well, I mean, both Crash and Spyro have gone off of PlayStation.
Yeah, but Crash got shitty whenever it left PlayStation.
I think, if anything, Jak and Daxter is closer to what you're talking about, because Jak and Daxter's always been on PlayStation.
Crash is more original. It's the original. And whenever people talk about playing Crash, they do not talk about the ones that are on other consoles. They're talking about the first 3 in Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. So,
basically only the ones that Naughty Dog's just touched with their magic penis.
So, next segment. The faggiest segment of them all. Vape Nation.
Oh boy.
What are you vaping on today, Ronnie?
I am vaping on Trainwreck and CBD.
What is Trainwreck?
It's basically if you've ever had fruit stripe gum, you know that gum that tastes really good for the first half of a chew, and then it goes flavorless. This is that first half of a chew, so it's pretty good. And then CBD tastes like potato, but you know I'll water that down with the Trainwreck.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't have it, it's not legal in their state, you get CBD oil. We can get it here. It's not like weed vape juice. We don't live in a legal state for weed, but we can technically smoke CBD oil.
Yeah, because it comes from hemp, so it's okay in that regard. It has no THC in it, so there's no like psychedelic effects or anything.
There's no psychoactive effect. It's all kind of just mellowing you out.
Yeah, like it's trying to put me asleep right now. But it's got all kind of health benefits and stuff. That's the main reason we do it, because we do have nicotine in
the
here.
The health benefits. No, yeah. I do it for the couch lock.
I like the couch lock. I like to do it because
I vape because it's cheaper than cigarettes. I can't afford cigarettes.
A decent bit of my members of my family have had cancer, so cancer worries me. So the fact I'm doing a decent bit of nicotine it worries me a lot less that I also have something in there that combats cancer.
Yeah, I am vaping strawberry geisha, however it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's geisha.
Yeah, I think it is geisha.
It's basically supposed to be like a strawberry milkshake kind of thing. Doesn't really taste like that, but it still tastes good. I'm fine with my purchase. So that segment's over. Kind of glad.
Oh boy, yeah. Now the faggotry can exit the room.
Nope, you're still here.
Yeah, still. I'm staying, guys.
So we're gonna end this whole podcast doing our own little Game of the Year awards, but we're not gonna have like 50 different categories. We're just gonna have our Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So Ronnie, what's your pick for Game of the Year?
Definitely Battlefield 1. I love the direction that Battlefield has gone, because for like Battlefield 3 was amazing, and then they went to Battlefield 4 and that was just Battlefield 3.
You don't even own Battlefield 4, do you?
I've played it.
Oh, I mean, Battlefield 4 started off. It started off kind of bad, but they patched it and everything. It's really fun.
It just seems like Battlefield 3.2 to me.
It's a really good shooter.
Mm-hmm. And then they went to Hardline. I haven't played that one, but Hardline got them a bad rep.
I liked Hardline. I really loved Hardline. Most people don't like Hardline.
Yeah,
I didn't play the multiplayer.
A lot of people did not like it.
I didn't play the multiplayer. I only played the single player, and I went around doing police brutality.
but and then they did the thing that everybody wanted them to do. It was actually rumored for a little bit that Call of Duty was going to do it, and they went.
And then Call of Duty came out and disappointed everybody.
Yeah, Call of Duty oh man, I just hate the route they've gone. They're going to the future, and everybody wants the past. And then Battlefield 1 takes that all the way back to World War 1, and that is awesome. And you even the thing I loved most first getting in the game was just the metal clink whenever I reloaded. That was awesome. And just being able to go through on a tank, and tanks were just like beastly back then because, not much anti-tank yet because they hadn't prepared for tanks much. So you get in a tank, and you're in that tank, if you're good, for most of the match. Like, I can get to the top of the leaderboards just staying in one tank and just camping on sites. And I love that people have found cool ways to play it. Like, people going around as medics, just they'll use their med kits, the syringe, and just go around and kill people with that. And I saw the thing where one person was top of the leaderboard with 0 kills and 0 deaths. He just went around and captured the bases, and just no kills, no deaths, top of the leaderboard.
It's a really interesting turnaround from Battlefront, because Battlefront had like no content in it at all.
Oh yeah, and this has so much. I love the maps. The maps are huge. They did an update recently on one of the maps that people don't like. It was a smaller map, and just you would go, everybody would rush to the center, and it was just hell in the middle of it.
Well, the size of the maps in Battlefront wasn't the problem. The problem in Battlefront wasn't the size of the maps, it was the number. There was like 4 maps.
Yeah, that too. There's a decent bit of maps. I'm not sure actually how much. There's a decent bit of maps. There's a new game mode. It's a little bit older now, but I haven't gotten to play it yet, where you have to go find the the messenger pigeon, and you have to go find that and write a message, and while you're writing the message, your teammates have to defend you, and then you have to send off the pigeon, and that's how you win. And this surprised me whenever I was playing the campaign. The campaign was good, really good. Confused me a little bit whenever I had to get out of the tank and protect the tank. As the tank's rolling through, not shooting people, and I have to go kill everybody before the tank gets there. That confused me a little bit, why don't I just get in the tank and kill these people? But then there was one part where the tank is in trouble and I have to send out the pigeon, and then I fly the pigeon. You actually control the pigeon's flight all the way back to deliver the message.
That's Hopeful Boyfriend too.
but it's a really good game. It's a really good turnaround. I hope Call of Duty learns from this and we get an old school Call of Duty in, because I've lost faith in Call of Duty at this point. I really don't like the futuristic
I lost faith
stuff.
in them after Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, I don't like the futuristic. The old Call of Duties back in World War II, those were awesome.
It seems like Halo and Call of Duty are just been kind of converging for the past 5 years.
Yeah, and what Call of Duty doesn't realize is Halo was dropping off.
Well, that's not Halo's not dropping off because it's futuristic. Halo's dropping off because the fucking story runners are pieces of shit.
Yeah, Bungie handed it off, and then 343 just.
Well, Bungie hasn't really been doing that amazing of a job with Destiny either, so I don't know if they could have saved Halo. I think they just should have stopped it at 3 or after Reach.
Yeah, but I don't mind Destiny.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I don't know. My game of the year this year was kind of hard to choose because there haven't really been a lot of great games this year. There've been some good games. When I was considering my game of the year, I was like, okay, well maybe New Doom, because New Doom's okay. I like New Doom. It was a fun game, but it didn't grab me that much. And I was thinking maybe indie games. There wasn't really an Undertale of this year. Like, Undertale last year kind of swept everything. Undertale was it was a really good game. It wasn't my personal game of the year last year, but it was still a really good game. But this year, there was nothing like that even in the indie scene. I considered Dark Souls 3, but Dark Souls 3 was pretty much just a slightly upgraded version of Dark Souls 2. Like, they upgraded the graphics. The gameplay was slightly faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's just about it. And I considered Overwatch. But my thing about Overwatch is that competitive isn't really as fun as it should be. It's not as competitive as it should be. Or there isn't really a good middle ground in the game.
Yeah.
For like if you want to go in and be competitive but also have fun. And then I remembered, oh hey, Civ 6 came out this year, and that was actually a really fucking fun game. So I think Civ 6 is probably my game of the year this year. Civ 6 basically it had a decent evolution from Civ 5. Civ 5 was, a decent jump from Civ 4, but there's so much content in Civ 6 that it's kind of what Civ 5 ended up being after the expansions. So Civ 5 didn't really launch with that much content, but with the expansions, it got a whole lot more. And there was just so much to do in Civ 5. But Civ 6 launches with all of this. Ronnie, don't touch my shit. But so Civ 6, it's pretty much my game of the year because they've took a winning formula and they've kind of added on to it and made it even better with the whole unstacking of the cities, all the different changes they've made, the updates to the art style. It's a really, really fun game. I know you haven't played it yet, Ronnie, but it's good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to.
I think Battlefield 1 was the only game you played this year. And I think that's why it's your game of the year.
No, I've played a decent bit of games this year.
What else did you play?
Ratchet and Clank. That was a good game.
You like Battlefield 1 better than Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank, though, was... If you're going to remaster a game, that's how you remaster a game. Damn. That's a beautiful game.
So I think that about wraps it up for this episode.
Yep, we're about done. You guys can you two guys that are left, we'll see y'all later.
Yep. Remember to rate the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you want to see more like this.
Also, comment some shitty stuff down in the comments. Get a little comment war going down there. We'll contribute.
Fan the flames.
Yeah.
See you guys in the next one.
Bye.